Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sylvia and my channel is all about being creative. Now it's 2026 and I've got some awesome news. Some not so awesome, but awesome news. First not so awesome news is I'm stuck on my cupboard. So I figured, let's not stop us from being creative. Let's find something else. And my husband and I, we've had this chat and we've got this goal, we've got this vision of a workplace that we would love to have. Now, in order for us to get there, we figured, why don't I build it, put a lot of detail into it, so that we can look at it on a daily basis when we come to work to keep us focused. So, what does that mean for you guys? It means a ton of videos, working with wood, working with clay, working with epoxy, UV resin, you name it, we will be doing it. And that includes electrical stuff as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Now I'm still waiting on a few more things before I can really get stuck into it. However, I have started, kind of, and I'll show you where I'm at the moment. So the one thing I've got to say is, if you remember my table that I had for all my paper craft, I had built the top section in order to put all my stuff neatly away, so I had it close by. Well, I've since taken it apart and I'm actually going to use a lot of that material in order to build what I need to build for this project. So we're actually going to recycle at the same time. However, I still had to go and buy stuff. Like, never mind. You know, those sort of things happen. However, I'll show you my paper, which is going to be the actual size of what I'm going to be doing. Now, this is not going to be a quick job by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, this is going to take me a long time to do, and we're going to do things like building an office desk in a miniature form, building a woodworking area in a miniature form. So there's going to be a lot of challenges for me, which hopefully will also teach me to have patience again. Because, let me see. Last week, after I had pulled my top section down of my cupboard, of my table, I thought, I really don't want to spend days on end sanding. I know, my darling husband, he's got this U-Butte sander / polisher. I'll use that. It'll be quick, done and dusted. Yeah, it was quick. But oh my God, the mess. I forgot about that. You know, like my common sense didn't sort of kick in time to sort of tell me it's not a good idea because you've got all this mess to clean up. Now, I've cleaned most of it up, but not everything. I'm just like, am I over cleaning? Enough, not doing it anymore. I want to be creative, so I will show you the piece of paper which is cut, well, which is stuck to size of what the actual board is going to be. That's going to have everything on it. That includes a car park. Okay, some of it I'm not going to be able to get on there properly because I'm limited on space downstairs. And what I'm actually going to do is I will show you that bit of paper now. I don't know whether you'll be able to see my pencil marking on it because it's white paper, but here is my paper and it looks like you can't see. Let me see if I can zoom in and show some marks. No, it's not going to show. Okay, so I'm going to explain it to you. So over here, right, we actually have a wall and we've got some car parks over here. There's going to be a gate over there. The building starts here and we come along, and it stops right here. And then I've got more over there where I can do like a, because I want to put like a veggie garden and a chicken house and a place for us to sleep as well. Because the only reason I say sleep in is, well, it'll have, you know, your shower, like your bathroom and stuff, but it's not going to have a kitchen. Because on the second story of this building, we're actually going to have a great big lunch bar and we're going to be eating there all the time. So it's like, why put a kitchen in the house that we're going to be staying in? No point in that. We just go into the lunch bar and we'll eat there. You know, less mess to clean up, basically. So, but yeah, it's going to be a massive big project and it's going to take some serious time. Now, as you can see at the back there's my big sheets. I've got all my other smaller bits just sitting over here on the table saw. But I'm going to reuse all that, well, as much as I can. I have purchased things, and some things are so cute. And I'm going to show you what I got today. I'm just like, oh, this is so cool. As I said to my husband, I said, oh, you never know, you know, we might want to do something with bricks. So I actually bought these moulds, and you've got like the whole bricks, right, and half a brick, and then you've got the hollow bricks as well. So so thinking, well, I might not use it to build this building with it, but maybe I can use it to build some raised garden beds with it. Who knows? You never know. We'll see. Then, and you're just going to go, I can't even see what it is. This is for some, well, you can use clay or resin in it, but these are literally like little fruits and veggies, like lettuce and stuff. And I thought it was so cute, but there's no way I was going to make it in that size by hand. So I've got a helping hand. What else have we got? Hang on. And because these moulds are rubbery, they're really hard to get back into the paper. But then I've got also these moulds. Now these ones are actually little jars, right? So one makes the jar, the other one makes the lid, and there's all different sizes there. And I already decided that this one is probably going to be the perfect size for what I need. But you never know, I might even use these moulds for something completely different, right? Because the way I look at it, you don't always have to stick with what its purpose is. You know, you can modify things. So I've got those. Then I've got these little pudding ones as well, and it's got like a little fork and a little spoon in it. Again, there's no way I would do that by hand. Now I better bring that camera down a bit because I keep going away from the camera. So yeah, that's going to be interesting, because I've got ideas with the hearts as well, and it's going to be something completely different that's got nothing to do with this. Honestly, my mind is going crazy this year, coming up with all sorts of ideas. This one here you won't be able to really see, but these are actually like little tiny candle holders and chandeliers and stuff with candles. So not sure what I'll use that for, but I just thought it was so cute. Maybe I can sort of implement it into something else. We'll see. What else have we got? We got another one that's like, you know, your teapots, your coffee pots, etc., your cups, your jug, some plates, then you've got your fork, knife and spoon. Now the way this one actually works is you've got mirror image of all the jugs and stuff in here, including the cups, so that you can actually stick them together and make them as one. So I thought that was pretty cool. So that's definitely one that I'll be using for the lunch bar. And I decided to buy this one, which actually makes rings, which we can do in epoxy or UV resin, doesn't really matter. But again, I might actually end up using this for something completely different. So I always look outside the box, and because like there's holes on this side as well, which is closed here, and I might use that for something that I need in order to create something that I'm making for this project. So, you know, what else did I get today? And I've got these. These are like little stirring tools, and that'll definitely come in handy. Now, other things that I've purchased, there's actually a whole pile of things. I won't go through all of them, but just to give you an idea, I had purchased 2 different types of lights, right? You've got single lights, which will be for the outside of the building, and then you've got these ones, and these ones actually have 3 lights. And what I can actually do is connect the lights together. So let's say I want some lights over here, but then I want lights further over. What I then can do is grab the next one, grab the end of it, which will have the black and the red wire, connect it there and move on to the next spot. So, and I actually got 2 packets of this because I know I'm going to need quite a bit of these. So that's going to be kind of exciting, and I think I'll probably end up using some strong glue to stick these down, because something tells me with the heat that we get here, they're not going to stick too well, or not for too long anyway. So got to cover all my bases here, and in order to light them up, all I've got to do is attach the black and the red to my light switch, which is run through a USB. So it's going to be simple as, but it's going to be neat and tidy, and that's what I'm looking for. and I'll probably end up having to buy some red and black wire, because I don't want to pinch some off my husband, because he's constantly going through wires when he does a wiring job. So it's like, no, you need them, I'll stay away from it. Anyway, now I found these at a $2 shop, and I thought, oh, they make perfect tables. And then I thought, oh, it would be kind of cool, although it be, especially since it's miniature form that I'm making, that I make like a river table. And I thought, how can I go about it? And I thought, okay. So what I did is I grabbed one of these, and I actually put some, there it is. I found it. I was looking for it earlier. So this is the one that I used, right? And I actually used some soft wax that I just put all over it. And then I grabbed some silicone putty and mixed it all up. And it took me 3 goes, okay, in order to get the perfect one, which is this one. Okay, I'll show you the other two. They're a bit dusty at the moment because I have been playing. But like with this one, it's got a really big indent here, which would have been like a air pocket, and a little spot there. And this one has also got a couple of spots. So they didn't come out perfect, and I wanted it perfect, of course. So that was my 3rd attempt. Absolutely no marking in there. And what I ended up doing is I grabbed another one of those circles and I chopped it up. Alright, so now what I can do is put it in here whichever way I want, whether it's like this or further up. Maybe I'll do it this way, I'm not sure. Right, and then I can put my epoxy in there. Job done. Right, and then I'll be able to work on it even more after that. So I thought that was an awesome idea, and I will be doing this together with you guys, because I'll be doing quite a few of them probably as well, and not just round ones. I'll be doing, you know, square and longer ones. Not sure how many I'll be doing, but again, what I'm actually going to do is work off this to work out the size of the rooms that I need in order to fit everything in that I need to fit in there. And that's going to be a challenge on its own, because there's going to be so much that's got to go in there. Anyway, and I've got, hang on, I'll just go and grab the actual part. These square plastic pieces, right? And I've actually cut one up. And what I've done is I've cut one side off and sort of sanded it back a bit. It's not perfect, but it doesn't matter. And I did a shorter one. And what these are going to do is, where I want to put the fence and the gate, this is going to be the bottom, right? And this one is going to be put onto the actual wall so that we can have a gate running back and forth, right? Because what I've worked out is I've got some of these 3mm sticks and they fit perfectly in there. So I've already got the mechanism to make a sliding gate. But as I say, I just had to kind of think about it, and yeah, that's what I came up with. And of course, the way I got to do it is that the gate comes a little bit further over to the size of the actual opening, and then put this in here, and that way when I close the gate, there's still a bit of a hangover onto this side, so it doesn't sort of pop out and then, you know, you can't get it back in. So I thought of it that much. But I've got 2 more gates to put in as well, so, you know, that'll all take time, because I'm just sort of working from one end and slowly working myself backwards. And I haven't really started yet, so, but I did buy all these wooden bits. Like, there's some thicker ones and there's some even smaller ones, which I'll probably use for doing some of the furniture building. And I got all this off Temu, so that's where I found it the cheapest, because I was trying not to spend too much. And at the $2 shop, I got these skewers, which I'll also be able to use for some of the things that we'll be building. What else? I've got myself some of these special tops for the glue, which is like a welding glue. Now, this one I can use on metal, plastic, timber, leather and ceramics, but I can't use it on foam. So this one here is also a welding glue. However, you can use this one on foam. And I'm going to need to be able to glue on foam because, for instance, this track will actually be dug into some foam, which I already got. I mean, I've got plenty of foam that I can use, which is right against the wall there. Okay, so I'm actually going to use some of those to put onto the board that I'm going to cut to size, and I'm going to be working off that so that you know, I can sort of really make it look realistic, like, you know, you really have a true bitumen road, so to speak, you know, for the car park, etc. It's going to be so much easier because all I have to do is paint it black and that's it, you know. So you're probably wondering, what else have I sort of made? Well, how about little tiny toilet rolls? And I mean tiny. That was a lot of fun. So, because I'm going to be putting a lot of toilets in, so they all need toilet rolls. And I thought, well, why not make it? And it was so easy to make, and I have to make more, so I will end up showing you how I did it. And yes, I actually used toilet paper. So, but yeah, so it's going to be exciting times. And just so that you can see, yes, I've got quite a few bits and pieces. They're all sitting there. Some of it, not many of it, but some of it I've already had. And there's quite a bit there that I've actually purchased. Things like these cute little rubbish bins. So I got 2 lots of those. Things like a lemon tree, or 2 lemon trees, because of the fact that I want to put a like a veggie garden out the back. Well, you're going to have your lemon tree, your orange tree, your apple tree, you know. So I'm going to put them all in. And because I didn't like what I saw when it came to what can I put in a veggie garden, so I thought, well, all of these, although, you know, they're in reality, you know, like flower bushes and stuff like that, I'm actually going to use them as my veggie garden, because I've got different colours here. So, you know, a bit of purple, a bit of red, a bit of white and a bit of pink, and then a couple of plain ones. So yeah, I mean, it's only an imitation of a vegetable garden, so why not? Now, the one thing I've already had was lollipop sticks, which I purchased quite some time ago when I was making toys for my parrot. Apparently my toys aren't good enough, so I went fine. So you've got those, and toothpicks. These I've already had, and I've actually got more in an actual container. And I've got some matchsticks as well, and there's 50 of them. So that'll all come in handy for, you know, building little things. So but yeah, I'm gonna try and use a lot of the things that I've already got, but as you can imagine, I've also had to purchase quite a few things. And to me it's like, yeah, okay, it's an investment, but especially when it comes to tools, like this for instance, it's got a magnifying glass, little hands, and somewhere for a soldering iron. But I don't have to use it like that for soldering. I can use it even, you know, for gluing things together or whatever, or creating details, and I can use a magnifying glass. And it does have a light. I just got to put some batteries in it to get it to work. And I purchased things like UV lamp. I also got the little torch one that's coming, because I figured, you know, sometimes I might not turn this on because I don't have to have it under the UV light for as long. It might be just a quick, you know, wiggle with the UV torch and the job's done. So I didn't see a point in just going with this, because I don't want to have to turn this on just so that, you know, I can put something under the light. And I got this, which will help me cut things in whatever angle I need. And since we're working miniature, it's a good idea to have. I've got this clay from a local store, but I've got some soft clay and some translucent clay ordered as well. Translucent one I won't be getting for quite some time, but that's okay too. I'll work around it. But I figure if we can use things like clay and paints, bit of resin, bit of, you know, bit of everything, it kind of makes it more exciting. So, you know, and let's face it, it's all about being creative, so let's be creative. But yeah, so I'm just waiting on 2 more things. However, I might maybe start on it tomorrow, if I get enough sleep, that is. I was going to start today, but I am very, very tired because I didn't get much sleep. I was awake every 2 hours last night, and I ended up being awake from 22 past 2. So, and it is now 2:32. So I've been awake for a long, long time. And the one thing I know is when I'm tired, I can't really focus and concentrate. So hence why I thought I'll just do this video to let you guys know what's coming up this year. And we'll be making all sorts of stuff. I'm going back into getting into doing epoxy stuff, and you know, like really be creative, because forgot, there's something really big sitting behind me. Okay, that is actually a spray booth. However, because it's got this netting that I can roll up and bring down, it's going to be perfect to put my epoxy into to cure, because no bugs can get to it. Dust, well, you probably still get a little bit of dust, but I'll be able to reduce it by quite a bit. So but yeah, I kind of wanted a little spray booth, so you know, because there'll be things that I want to spray with silver or gold, you know, so it's like I'd rather do it in something like that so that the paint doesn't go everywhere in the room. So, but anyway, I hope you guys are just as excited as I am with all the ideas that I've got coming. And yes, eventually we will finish this cupboard. I'm just not sure when, so it's put on the back burner for the minute, until I can work out how I can get the material that I need when I don't have the transport to bring it here. So, and I'm still doing some research on that, so with a bit of luck I find a place that, you know, is not going to charge me an arm and a leg, for instance, to deliver it. So but we'll see. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it got you motivated to sort of go, yeah, let's get creative. And if you're new to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. Also, everyone, please give us a thumbs up, okay? It'll really help our channel. And leave a comment down below. What do you think about this major big project that I have, especially when I'm going to make things like a table saw in a miniature form, but make it look realistic? Why not? All you got to do is use your imagination and you can create anything. So, but yeah, let us know what you think, you know, like, is it the sort of thing that you're interested in or not? I mean, we're also going to end up including paper. Yes, I've gotten rid of all my paper craft, but now I'm actually going to kind of reintroduce it, not to the extent where I make things out of paper, but there are certain things where I will need to use paper in order to create what I want to create. And that one I'm keeping up my sleeve. I'm not telling you yet, because I'm going to show you what I will be doing with it. So anyhow, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.